Mr. Eric White, and everybody out there. Welcome to the Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing for August 24th, dude, 2024. This is crazy. Today, we got a lot, so we're going to blast through this. We got event updates. David Frieberger has started his YouTube channel or has kicked his YouTube channel back off, so I'm excited about that. And Boo Kvamso is on to talk about Rocky Mountain Race Week at the end. So, hit that intro video, dude. Let's hammer this thing out.
All right, let's get it going.
Hello.
yeah.
Hey, man. Sorry. I was sharing to the world of Facebook out there. So, all right, well, guys, if you don't know, my name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of the Drag Drive Repeat show and news. And man, we've been busy. It's been awesome. My co-host, Mr. Eric White, introduce yourself. Tell him what you got going on, dude.
I am Eric White. I am the co-host of both the show and the news. Currently, my big project is still finishing up the photos from the Havlicks event. Took over 3,000 photos. I think we're up over 1,000 of them posted now. I actually have probably about another 300 ready to be posted, so I will be sprinkling those out through the weekend. I posted a couple teaser photos last night that were pretty epic.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm loving that stuff. I'm loving the rollout. I think I like how you are rolling that out as we go along, which is really cool. So I'm excited about all that. I'm excited to see what comes from all of that. But we got a huge show today. This is going to be a lot of fun. So let's get into this thing, guys. You know how it goes. We can't do this without you. You are the first people we think about in these shows, and probably every day. I mean, other than my family and Eric White, I think about my race car friends all the time. So thank you for being here, guys. Hit the share button as we get into this thing. And then also our sponsors. Thank you so much to them. They make all of this possible. Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, which we have an update I'm hoping we can release on Wednesday night about Driven and an event coming up. It's going to be exciting. So let's just call it Drag Driven Repeat is what we'll say. Car Chains 3D, love them. Got some updates from Corey on here later today. WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, also a segment on the show today. Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, Power Tube TV, which I'm talking to Ray after this. I'm so excited to have a conversation with him. And then Racing Junk Classifieds, which is another segment at the end where Eric finds drag and drive automobiles for sale on Racing Junk Classifieds because they are the official buy sell trade of Drag Drive Repeat. Well, guys, if you didn't know, Summit Racing's speed legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop. With 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions, they fuel your passion, they save you money, they deliver fast, and offer top notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. You hear that, Eric? 1,500 brands, dude.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's a lot.
I was on the Summit Racing mobile app yesterday looking for car parts, believe that or not. Access to speed parts there is amazing on the app. You got to do it. Just download it right now. Just pause this, go download it. You can find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. This air is blowing right in my mouth. You can also tune into the On All Cylinders podcast, which is their outlet for automotive discussions and interviews with racing people and manufacturers from around the world. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed.
I gotta stop you for a second.
Do it.
We have to give a shout out to Mr. Dirty Panda here. He just dropped $20 to us. We appreciate you, sir. It was awesome hanging out with you at the Havlicks event. Your drone footage was perfect. So,
Yes.
and we appreciate the $20 very, very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Richard. Appreciate that. Going to see him in just a couple days, like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. I'll see him in Martin, Michigan for the Midwest Drag Race Series event up there. He'll be operating the drone there as well. So if you're watching the live stream on Flow Racing for Midwest Drag Race Series, you'll see some of the drone shots from Richard,
Yeah.
Mr. Dirty Panda himself.
And Wyatt, 2 more minutes and you'll see we do have stickers up on the website. So hang on for two
Yep.
more seconds and you'll see it.
Yep, that's exactly right. Well, all right, let's talk about the Summit Racing Equipment post. Typically we talk about all the social media stuff for them because they got their social media team is amazing. What's the best project car? Dude, this is a great question. Like
Yeah.
this is a great question. So run through some of the answers there.
Yeah, I had fun going through the comments because my mind instantly went to actual project car, but the responses were pretty awesome.
Hmm.
The first one here was a finished one. I can agree with that.
Are
One
they
that you
ever
can
really
find,
finished?
well, no, not at all. One that you can find parts for,
Yes.
rust free.
Mm, mm.
I liked this one, the one with decades of family history. I thought that one was super cool.
Yep.
And then the one where you turn your own wrenches, weld your own chassis, do your own body work, build your own motor, and build parts you can't get.
Phew. Hey, that's the kind of life we live around here.
Yep. And the last one that I put in here was what isn't a good project car?
Agreed. Yeah, everything can be modded.
Yeah. So this was a cool post. There were people that actually put, Mustangs and Tri Fives and stuff like that in there, but
Yep.
I actually enjoyed these, I don't know what you want to call them, but descriptors more or
Yeah.
less than I did seeing the actual cars listed.
Yeah, I enjoy it. That's awesome. Well, you know what else you can get at Summit Racing?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, merch, merch. Grab you some of that stuff. That is a guaranteed way to get a picture taken of you or your car at the upcoming Hot Rod Drag Week 2024. Is to wear this kind of stuff and let us see you doing it. Wave at us as we walk by. Let us
Oh
get some
yeah.
selfies with you wearing the merch. So you can do that. Obviously, search Drag Drive Repeat on summitracing.com or on the Summit Racing mobile app.
Yep. These shirts are going to be exclusive to Summit, so we won't have those on our store. These are going to be Summit only online and in store as well. So if you're near a Summit store, you can walk in, which I need to get to a Summit store because I need to walk into the store and actually see those like hanging on display because that's
Dude, don't do it. You'll be it's a tearjerker moment, man. I'm telling you.
I bet.
So let's see where National Trails Raceway is in
Ooh,
relation to Talmadge, Ohio.
ooh, that's right. I had not thought about that. I don't think it's too
Because
far out of the way.
we'll be driving right by there on our way to Drag Week. Oh no, we're not going to be driving right by there. It's 145 miles, but I wonder if we'll be up that way at all. Hold on. I don't think so. I don't think we'll be hitting any parts of that that'd be close, but that sure would be fun.
I don't think so.
I did that in the Amarillo, not Amarillo. Where's the one in Arlington, Texas? I did that down there, and man, that was a pretty cool moment to be able to walk in and buy our merch right there in the facility. So,
Oh
oh,
yeah. Even though I have them, I would totally have to buy one if I was in the store and it was standing there.
oh yeah, it's pretty cool. And even if you had like even if it's not on the rack, because it was like early in the process of them offering that stuff, they can get it from the back, dude. They don't have to
Yeah.
order it or anything. They just go get it. It's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Carl says Carl says pants are optional while watching drag drive repeat.
yes,
Just
yeah.
throwing that out there.
I, I'm in that moment right now. All right. And also, the Drag Driver Pete store is open. That's right. The store is open on the website. So go to dragdriverpete.com. And up in the top corner, you can't really see it because of the lettering there. It's about the same color as back, but it says store. You just click on that, takes you right to our store. And we have stuff like the keychains and the decals. And 6-inch decals and 12-inch decals are all available right now. And Mr. Eric, tell them what's coming up.
Yeah, I will be posting up the 815 LSX swaps trim rings. So all the different trim rings that I have and the 815 LSX swaps keychains will be going on there as well. Hopefully I can get all that stuff uploaded this weekend. So it's going to be super cool to finally have a store to put that stuff on. I know it's been a long time coming. We've talked about it a long time here, but we're finally there. So I'm excited to get that stuff on there.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool to be able to bring that to folks out there, and it makes it easy. Joe Haney, I want to give a big shout out to him. He ordered a bunch of stuff the other day, and it is in the mail and on the way. So we appreciate him being a big part of the program there. And again, if you're going to Drag Week, this is one of the best ways to get a picture taken of your car is to have these decals on. Again, we have 3-inch, we have 6-inch, and we have 12-inch right now. They're available right now, literally in a box here next to me.
Yep. And then now that the website's up, we'll be able to do some different stuff. We'll be able to make some different stickers, and the goal would be to be constantly adding to the site with new
Yep.
stuff. So
Yep, and it has quantities on the backside, so if something is sold out, it's not like you can't order it and then have to wait for it to get in. So if it's on the website and doesn't say sold out, it's available. All right, let's do this, man. Let's get to rolling. I want to give a big shout out to Waffle House number 628 in Springfield, Missouri. Y'all, the sticker or the picture you're looking at on the left of this is up in that facility on their memory board, I think is what they call it, and it's the circuit visiting there and all the photos that were taken during the event there. I thought that was really cool. Like this is literally photos that Waffle House took to put up on the memory board. So that was really cool. If you're ever in Springfield, they are on the east side of town, right along 44. This is or right along 49, sorry, right along 49, and it's a great place, man. These folks were great. Everybody had a great time, and some of the pictures on the right, you can probably see the road is still black, and definitely get some pictures with your car in front of that place and send them to us if you want to get featured. I love Waffle House, y'all know that. That's one of my staple stops on any trip I'm taking, and then this Waffle House is awesome. So thank you
yeah,
to Waffle House Springfield.
that's super cool. I did not know that was up there, and the photos that we took at the event are in the store. How
Yeah.
cool.
Well, no, this is photos they took. Like one of
Uh,
the went
looks
out
like
and grabbed.
it looks like our logo is on the
Oh, hey,
bottom, is
yeah.
it?
Oh, sweet. That's even
The
cooler than
the
printed out the photos. Yeah.
yeah, the picture on the right is in the center on the top there.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I was too
Yeah.
busy looking at Mr. Jay Blanchard and Brian Acton there on the very top.
Yeah, yep.
How
That's
cool. All
wild.
right.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
cool.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again to Waffle House. Hey, listen, if y'all are looking for somebody to sponsor, come on, drag to repeat. We need it over here. We eat there quite a bit, and a little bit would go a long way, I promise. And plus, we'd bring more people in. So, alrighty, Mr. Eric, Driven Racing Oil event updates.
Yeah. Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off road and circle track, or pushing limits in top fuel boats or demo derbies. Winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting edge race machines, GP1's unique surface cling and high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts, while solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. Crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil, then enhanced with state of the art additive packages, GP1 offers the best in protection and performance. So be sure to check out Driven Racing Oil on Facebook and Instagram at Driven Racing Oil or shop now at drivenracingoil.com.
Oh man, I love those guys. And again, I'm hoping Wednesday night that we can make an announcement on something that's coming up with Driven for an event that's coming up. So you guys will be excited to know what we're talking about there. I promise. Well, let's move on to the Labor Day sale. Do not forget about this. It's a big deal. 25% off all web orders. 8/21, which is the other day through the 2nd of September.
Yeah,
Get on that. $25 off is a lot. Is a lot.
25% off.
25%. Yeah, not $25, 25% off. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep, and you can get your oils there, but you can also get some of the cool shirts and hats that you see us wearing as well. So
Hmm.
it maybe you don't need any oil right now, go pick up some merch.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, support them however you can because they support us and we appreciate that a lot. All righty. Dragway Rush is happening right now. They're actually probably getting really close to making passes if they're not already making passes. So make sure you are following Dragway Rush on Facebook. You want to keep up to date with all that stuff. Again, you want to support all the drag and drive events that are out there. We want to share those posts. We want to talk and make comments and all that stuff within the posts that these events make. Okay, Dragway Rush, go find it right now. It will end this evening, so we will have an update on stuff on Wednesday night, like with some class winners and all that kind of stuff. So it's exciting, and you can also follow Jess S Photography for some photos and things there.
Yep, and there's a few in here. Obviously, this was a kickoff, so day one you could see their registration booth and the people all lined up for what I assume is the drivers' meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next photos are from Jess S.
That's awesome. Yeah, great shot here. I love the name of the pilot episode. That's really a cool way to put it.
Yep. And of
And then
course, he showed these on Wednesday night, but these trophies were super cool. So we just wanted to throw those pictures in there. On the left side, you got the fastest streetcar period, and on the right, you've got the Sunday driver, which is for the slowest vehicle of the event, which I thought was super cool.
yeah, I love that. So again, like I said the other day, trophy game is getting stepped up big time. I love the just thought process that goes into all of these events and putting all these trophies together. Alrighty, dude, lead us into this next spot here, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, so the next events coming up are what I've been calling the Drag and Drive Super Week. So we've got Redwood Rally, which is the 16th through 21st, with a small tire shootout on the 22nd. That's going to be at Medford Drag Strip, Samoa Drag Strip, Coos Bay Speedway, Woodburn Drag Strip, and then back to Medford.
Yeah,
And then at
that's one that's on the list for 2025. We're going out there, man.
Yep. And at the same time, we've got Hot Rod Drag Week going on, which is at National Trail Raceway, Lucas Oil Raceway Park, US 131 Motorsports Park, Milan, and then back to National Trail. Again, that's the 15th through the 20th. And not two, but three national level events the same week. Ends with Race Week. This is the 15th through 21st. Pine Valley Raceway, Texas Motorplex. Then there's a drive day in there. Then it's State Capitol Raceway, Twin City Motorsports Park, and then back to Pine Valley. So this is going to be a crazy week. When we get back, we're going to have so many updates because you and I will be at Hot Rod Drag Week, but there will be two other national level events going on. So it's going to be wild leading up and shortly after.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see a lot of live streams from Eric and I. The benefit to that week, I think, is probably going to be that Drag Week runs in the morning, and then Rocky Mountain, and I think Redwood Rally both run in the evening and night, which will be a big plus because that means we'll have all day content of Drag and Drive. But I think what it's going to do is maybe push us to do some kind of evening live stream talking about updates, and kind of give you that daily dose of Drag and Drive right there. We're going to
Yeah,
have to do something because it's going to be
maybe
intense.
maybe we can get with those guys at those events and see if we can do kind of a collab live stream to where
Yeah.
they're walking around with their camera and we're hosting it or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. If you're media at either Race Week or um, Redwood Rally, please holler at us. Let us know. Let's talk. Let's figure out how to grow that. We had that conversation the other day with Dane Thompson about how to keep growing all this stuff. So that would be a great way. I love that thought idea. We'll send that out here shortly, guys. This is going to be a big deal simply because, just like Eric said, it's Drag and Drive Super Week. At first, I was sad because so many events at the same time, it limits our ability to attend more. But if you think about it, Drag and Drive will take over the U.S. that week. We
Yeah,
have we have the Midwest with Ohio, and then we have the South with Race Week, and then we have the West Coast with Redwood Rally. It's going to be crazy, man. This is going to be a huge week for us. And really, just think there's going to be so much content that's going to surround this that it will literally fill everybody's feed. So I think this is going to be a stepping point
yeah. This will
for sure.
probably be the most drag and drive cars on the road at one time ever.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking 900-ish cars on the road, 15 to 1600 people
Hmm.
sharing, posting, commenting, everything everywhere every day for the same week. Man, it's going to be nuts, dude. It's going to be
It's going to
nuts.
be awesome.
Yep. All right. Well, next up, man, to the
Travis,
streets. Oh. Go ahead.
Yep, Travis here just saying, did you find anyone to discuss compression versus octane yet?
Have not yet, but that is definitely something we're working on because that's a great conversation. All right, back to the streets right here. We've got coming up, obviously, September 26th through 29th. So the weekend after the Super Week ends, Milan Dragway, Onondaga Dragway, Lapeer International under new ownership, and then back to Milan. This is the fun. This is a no prep. This is like three different locations on the track. You got front side no prep, half track we did in 2023. I don't know if he's doing it again in 2024, and then back of the track stuff. This is really fun. I'm telling you, this is a great event to attend. It's probably a better event to race in if you're not already signed up. So definitely get that wrapped up. Back to the streets is a fun time, and Matt Lang and his team put on an amazing event. So that is your event updates. That's the stuff that
Nope,
is coming up shortly, and we'll have a lot more coming up
there's
as
one
we
more.
lead into all this. Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, yes, dude.
One Guy's Garage wraps up the month of September. Also, the same weekend as Back to the Streets. It's September 27th through 29th, starting at Great Lakes Dragway, then to Byron, and finishing at Tri Strait. I am sad to say that I will not be able to attend One Guy's Garage this year.
Oh man.
This is the weekend of my son's 16th birthday, so we're going to be spending time with him, and then he's going to get his driver's license. So it's going to
Oh,
be a big weekend. So unfortunately, I will miss it this year, but we've got some things maybe we've been talking about for 2025 that hopefully in the
mhm.
next coming months maybe we can discuss.
Yeah. This event is the second longest running Dragon Drive in ever. So they started 2015, same year that Rocky Mountain Race Week started, and they've only skipped 1 year in that whole time. It's pretty awesome. Nathan Shaw and his wife put on this event. It's really fun. They limit it to like 75 or 100 cars. So if you're not signed up, I don't know if there's spots available, but if you plan on attending, this is a great one right here.
Yeah.
And then I think what they do is they park at Tri-State and drive to Great Lakes day one, something
Mm.
like that. It's pretty cool setup. But you see all the classes there on the right. This is a great piece of flyer artwork here, and again, one of the longest running events in history. So sweet. Well, I'm sad that you're not going to be there because that's a great event. But hey, dude, your kid only turned 16 one time.
Right.
16's like a rite of passage, man.
Yep.
So, all right, Car Change 3D guys. Listen, Car Change should be your first choice for custom 3D printed parts for your project car. Corey can take your thought process from idea to reality. Maybe you're looking for that special car guy or girl gift that they just can't get anywhere else. Corey can produce a one-off keychain or like what we're going to show you here in just a minute. Um, for a special piece for that person's special car. Sorry. Find more Car Chains 3D or on social media by searching Car Chains 3D on Facebook and Instagram. I
Oh
love
yeah.
this right here. Love this right here. Um,
Yep. Corey had posted yesterday, or no, it was this morning, about a huge milestone that he missed yesterday. He has over 4,000 orders through his website since he started it up 2 years ago. That's that's pretty awesome.
yeah, congratulations to him, man. 4,000 orders in 2 years.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep. And he said he's over 1,500 orders for the year, and he has the best customers on the planet, and he loves this ride so far. And then
Yeah.
he released a new product, which he does very often. We see him
Yeah.
dropping stuff all the time. He expanded the roll bar snap-on light set. These are going to be for your dome lights. So these pump out a ton of light and they snap onto the bars easily without any bolts. So these here are live on his website,
Yep.
carchains3d.com. And he's got some stuff coming in the mail for me hopefully soon, so I'll be able to kind of show off. I'll physically have some stuff to show off during the shows when that stuff arrives.
Yeah, this is awesome. These pieces here, obviously, my initial thought is, man, put some kind of quick, easy disconnect on it, and and just throw this thing up whenever you're ready to go racing and go drag and drive racing, really, because there's a lot of times we spend in the car at night where you're trying to look for that map and see what's going on. This is a great way to do that.
Yep, I'm sure it could be easily wired to a toggle switch.
Yep. Yep. Something super easy to make work. And then right here, guys, this is the piece I was talking about just a second ago. This is a custom hat. So he takes his idea on the keychains. You can have this as a keychain, or you can have it to where it attaches to a Richardson 112 hat. And he does all that hard work there for you, puts it all together and ships it out. Guys, this is a great gift. This is something that nobody else can get you because it's only available at Car Chains 3D. So pretty cool. And then, guys, David Frieberger has kicked his YouTube channel back off. I'm excited to see this. I think he has obviously, he's great on TV. We all know that. He says this is going to be videos that he's got 3 videos that are coming up now. He plans to post every week on Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific. And then he's still on Roadkill. He's still on Roadkill Garage. He said, my channel will feature more personal stuff like my own road trip adventures. I'll also have history, horsepower, and project cars. Please go watch a couple episodes, comment, subscribe, and most of all, spread the word that he's back. So you can find him on the David Frieberger on YouTube. You can see a lot of videos from a long time ago. It was like a 5-year break between videos. So it's going to be exciting to see all the difference that he's learned in those 5 years on doing his own YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
I understand taking the breaks when you're busy. I haven't uploaded a full video other than shorts on my channel, and it'll be coming up on 2 years. But now that the car is going back together, I think we'll be able to do some more stuff on there. But yeah, it's when you're doing a lot of stuff like he is, that's got to be tough to
Yeah.
record, edit, and do all that.
Yep, that's exactly right. Well, another big noteworthy event this weekend is Sick the Mag shootout with NMCA. So you can see a lot of the cars that are there. This is going to lead us into something here in a minute. But you got Tom Bailey in 2.0, Aiden Bailey in the Shitbox of Doom 2, Steve Morris in Boostmaster, Kevin Hansinger in his Camaro. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there you go. You run that in his Camaro, and then you've got Chuck in the Pontiac wagon, Rick Trunkett in the Duster, and then dude, I'm blanking and I'm sorry on the Mustang, the Hemi swapped Mustang. I apologize. I can't remember your name right now.
Uh,
Big time
but
sorry about that.
I think it's Bob. Uh,
Yeah.
I know it too.
Yep. So I'm excited about that. I want to give a big shout out to Dan Grippo for the photos in Sick the Mag Facebook group. That's where we pulled some of these from. This is an exciting event, and it leads me into my topic is why, or that more promoters should do things like this. This kind of stuff is important, and we're working on some things for 2025 that will kind of help spread it in the ways we can, as well. So this is a big deal. It just, again, these small type shootouts, these smaller events, I've said it a year ago that we haven't even seen drag and drive events be rolled into bigger drag racing events. And I think that's kind of what this event does, obviously, but then also some of the other stuff that's working out there as well. For a long time we've only had standalone drag and drive events. Well, now I think this is going to help a lot with kind of growing, introducing us to new people, new fans, all that kind of stuff.
It's
So
Bob
we're going to talk
Hess. Bob Hess in the Mustang.
Bob Hess. Yep. Okay. Thanks, dude. Yeah, we're going to talk about this a little more Wednesday night in depth on what some drag and drive promoters can do to get involved with more, to host more events. So we're going to talk about that Wednesday night. So big shout out to all of them. Good luck this weekend. Go fast. I don't know. We're going to find out who wins, I think, later today. I don't know if NMCA runs Saturday and Sunday or just Saturdays.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. The gentleman's agreement. Here's the deal. We love doing this, but y'all, it's not free and it's time consuming. Okay. Hear me? So what we need from you, we're going to keep doing this, but what we need from you is to follow and subscribe. Wherever you're watching this, just hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, be caught up on all news and entertainment from the Drag and Drive community. That's what we do. We live, breathe, eat, sleep, this whole thing all the time. Again, thank you to our race car friends for being out there. Y'all hit the share button. I see Boo is backstage now, so we're going to bring him on in a few minutes. Got a couple more updates, and then we can't do this without you guys. Race car friends make our world go around. You help us. You make comments. You share our posts. You give us great ideas to talk about on topics and things like that. So we appreciate you guys so much. So much appreciation for you guys that are out there. And then thank you to our sponsors too. We can't do all of this without them. They make the travel and all our equipment and all that kind of stuff possible. Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, Power Tube TV, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Love all them. Thank you so much. Alrighty, you want to do us the Molly ad read there, sir, please?
Yes, yes. Attention, high performance enthusiasts and racers. Meet the Molly Motorsports Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power packed performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or the 2618 alloy for increased detonation resistance. Tailored for various engine families from small block Chevy to Volkswagen and Audi, Molly has you covered. What sets them apart? It's their forged pistons, Grafal coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride with Molly Motorsports, where performance meets precision. Unleash the power within. Visit mollymotorsports.com for more details. And of course, for our podcast listeners, Molly is spelled Mahle.
Yep, love Molly, love the team over there, and we're going to talk about some of these gas ports on Wednesday night show and how important they are. The Performer Built Transmission segment now. Performer Built Transmission is the official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At Performance Built Transmissions, their goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. They don't just build transmissions, they systematically re engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That's why they say their transmissions are not just built, they're Performa built.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this was kind of cool. Matt Moore of Moore Race Chassis had posted, "We heard you all like S197s, especially green 5-second drag and drive ones." So we know
Yeah.
that they sold the Fox Body shop car that they had. So I don't know if this is a hint of what they're building or kind of what they got going on here. Or are they doing work for somebody who's building a car? They doing a
Yeah. I
cage for
don't.
somebody?
I hope this is a new shop car.
Or is it Snot Rocket 3.0? Are they putting a cage in that? I don't know. I don't know how to take this post, but it was definitely interesting, and I'm excited to kind of see where they're going here.
Yeah, we'll definitely be following along with this as much as possible. I'm excited. Anything that comes out of that shop is top notch.
Yep. And then next here we've got shout out to Derek Putnam and Sick the Mag. They put an article together on their website, but I thought this was super cool. Colby, is it Book?
Hmm.
Converting a Fox body, this one that you see on the screen, from a no time car into a drag and drive car. So, hoping to have it ready by Sick Week 2025. It's an 88 Mustang with an RPG Racing Engines Coyote, single turbo, and a power glide. Said it should be 2,600 pounds with the driver, and they are going out for the 235 class. So,
Oh
I
man.
think I think he already has a, was it a 2017 Mustang that he's
Hmm.
raced on some drag and drive events already. So this is going to be the new car, which super cool. Love seeing new builds and cars being converted from, your standard either no prep or no time or whatever into drag and drive cars, because that just means they're going to be on the street and
Yeah.
driving around. So always love seeing that. So I thought this was pretty cool. Look forward to seeing what this car can do. And again, thanks to Derek and Sick the Mag for putting that article together.
Yeah, and I think the 235 class is going to grow exponentially in 2025 and then obviously into 2026. I think we're going to see, obviously we saw really fast cars 2023. Um, we've been in the fours now 2024, and so I think we're just going to see that whole next evolution of 235 rowdy radial racing, because Sick the Mag took the page out of Rocky Mountain Race Week and brought basically the same rules. So it's 235,
Hmm.
doesn't matter what kind of car it is, just on a 235 tire, eighth mile stuff, which is pretty awesome.
Yep.
And then Chad Reynolds out driving the route today or this he posted this 2 days ago. Sorry, out driving the route for race week, which is Rocky Mountain 2.0. So they're going to be he's running through Louisiana and Texas and all that kind of stuff this weekend. So his post said, if you have any checkpoint suggestions in Louisiana between Baton Rouge and Alexandria, or between Monroe and Shreveport, let me know. A couple dozen cars need to be able to be out of the road somewhere to get a photo. So, obviously keep in mind you want to have somebody that's on they can take a picture from somewhere on the
Yep.
side of the road to get this in and out of, because there's a lot of really cool spots, but they can only fit 4 or 5 cars in the parking lot. You got to have more than that. Tom Bagley in here this morning. Good morning, sir. TB Racing right there. One of our favorite people from across the ocean there. Appreciate him doing that. And guys, I know Tom is planning at some point to move to the U.S. How exciting is that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
as we get close, yeah.
yep, on the Rocky Mountain Race Week here, the RMRWers group where this post was made, I was reading through the comments a little bit before the show, and there was some cool route stops that people were suggesting. There was, like
Hmm.
a Bonnie and Clyde museum and all kinds of other cool stuff in there. So I'm excited to see what they choose and what they decide to set up for those route stops.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. Well, y'all, what you've been waiting for right here, Mr. Boo Kvamso is backstage, and he's come on this morning. I asked him last night in a Facebook group or group chat that I have. I was like, "Hey, does anybody want to come on and talk Rocky Mountain stuff as we lead up here? Next couple of weeks, that'll kind of be what we talk about. Talking about Drag Week racers, Rocky Mountain Race Week racers, and then Redwood Rally folks as well." So let's bring on Mr. Boo Kvamso, who's in his garage this morning in front of his beer dispensing machine there, soda machine, and the Mustang. So what's up this morning, man? How are you?
Man, I'm doing all right. I just woke up, so having a little coffee, trying to get this thing set up.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited. Obviously, the car in the back, dude, one of my favorite cars that's out there in the whole world. That's that color is perfection, and the stands and the wheels looks great too. So, tell us a little bit about the car first, and then we'll get into some of the Rocky Mountain stuff.
It's had a handful of iterations. Right now, it's a 2003 Mustang Cobra. It's a 25.3 chassis. Got a 434 LSX, 98 millimeter precision Pro Mod turbo, Power Glide transmission, Holley EFI, still stock suspension. Just trying to make it as streamable as possible and still fast.
That's awesome. And you guys have taken this on several drag and drive events. What's the best ET that cars run on a drag and drive, and then away from a drag and drive too?
The fastest ET I've been on a drag and drive was a 520 something earlier this year, and then it's been 5.0s on a non-drag and drive, and the trim level's not really much different. It's just kind of shooting for the moon, or not really even, but just trying to be a lot more conservative on a drag and drive deal. You're limited time, and you're always in a rush to get to the next track, and you can't afford to break anything or have a throwaway pass. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, one of the questions we want to ask and that we like asking people is, what do you like most about doing drag and drives?
It's kind of a hard question to pinpoint. There's just so many different things. I really like that I can use my car more. When I first bought this and built this, it was intended to be a class race car. We raced a class called Stock Block Shootout. I got the car out once a month, maybe twice a month while the sun was out, and that was pretty much it. You'd be in your car 8-10 times a year total, put no mileage on it. And the drag and drive, you're just really able to utilize it a lot more. You're able to have fun, and you can show it off, and that's kind of a big part of having a cool hot rod. I feel like it's just, it's a flashy race car. You don't see this thing driving around much, and I didn't really have a reason to drive it around much until drag and drive became quite as popular as it is now. So I really enjoy that aspect of it. And then it's the people part of it also. There's just so many other cool people with the same mindset. You're never going to see a 3,000 horsepower Pro Mod being driven down the road other than one of these kind of deals. So just really cool, the whole atmosphere behind it.
Yeah, I love the like nomadic tribe of hot rodders that are just continually moving from place to place, route stop to route stop, running all the mileage together. That's always really cool.
Yeah, the first year we did it, we went to Royal Gorge, and I wasn't really sure what to expect. I'm a co-pilot, and we're a little bit behind. and then we see Jason Sachs, Nova, and then Alex Taylor and somebody else. So Tom McGilton all pull across the 1-lane bridge. I thought, yeah, this is definitely for me. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in one place at one time. So
Yeah, that's for sure. That's really awesome. Well, what do you like about Race Week? Because you really participated in that quite a bit.
I like the people aspect of it. Matt and June, some of the nicest people I've ever met. And although it's super competitive, everyone wants to win. It's a whole lot more like tight knit field. The way they do registration, if you're a veteran, you get to get in, early access the next year. So you get to see your same friends, you get to race with the same people, and everyone's just super supportive. If you have an issue, people are trying to help you versus, I'm not throwing any other event under the bus, but a lot of times the red mist sets in and you'll do what you can to win. And if that means, hey, sorry, that guy's out, that bumps me up a spot, hey, that's good for me. Race Week's never really been like that in my experience. If somebody needs help, if someone can help them, you can take a part off my car, use it to, get yours going, make sure you complete it. And then the mileage part of it, it's a huge daunting task to do 1,500 miles or 1,400 miles, whatever some of them are. And it's not just get there at your leisurely pace. It's 1,400 hard miles. You'll do 400 miles in a day. And it's just so much more demanding than some of the others, which is good and bad. I feel like it really kind of sets the standard for the drive part of Drag and Drive, but it's also really hard on cars like mine that are kind of race cars that have worked their way onto the street.
Yeah, the mileage is it's the equalizer, and I think that's what's fun about all these events that are coming. Now you have, events that are 600 miles, you have events that are 1,400 miles. Like there's going to be a hierarchy that's like, hey, if you've got that, certified streetcar sticker that Matt come up with on that car from a Rocky Mountain event, dude, you're legit. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, the scenery as well is kind of what sold me the first time I did it. We drove through, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Colorado, going up north towards Pikes Peak on our way from Pueblo to Bandimere. It was just the prettiest place you could drive in maybe the whole country. And then to do it in a race car was just kind of the icing on the cake. It was just super cool. So hopefully we're able to get back to that at some point in time in the future. I think Bandimere's, waiting in the wings to figure out what they're going to do for the future, but really like driving up there. And it also is a big equalizer with the altitude. You really have to tailor your car to work in really bad air or it's not going to work, period. So it also kind of levels the playing field a lot for, some of the big hitters versus the little guys like myself.
So you said Powerglide, did you say do you have a gear vendor on it, or you just run 55,
Nope.
60 miles an hour?
Yeah, just 55, 60. Now that it has the big motor, it's a little bit easier to turn some more RPM. It's got a much tighter converter in it, so it's nicer to drive around. It'll cruise 60, 65 all right with what it's got going on now. But before, with the 5.3 and a really loose converter to try and make it, work up on the mountain, it didn't like to drive over about 50. It would zing a lot of RPM just riding the converter. So a little bit more streetable now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And you pull a trailer, right? So what's the size and the weight on the trailer you have?
So I pull the trailer in the Rocky Mountain Race Week events. The regional, local events, I try not to. It's just a little bit easier on the car to not have to pull a trailer. It kind of gets into the converter more, runs a little bit hotter. But when we do Race Week, I've got a 4x6 trailer. I couldn't tell you the weight, to be honest. We pack it down with quite a lot of fuel, and then spare tools, a folding table, chairs, canopy, just stuff to make a roadside repair if necessary, and then make life just a little bit easier when you are at the track. But we try and load it pretty light on the tongue. That way, you see a lot of people with hitch issues, parachute mounts get broken, driving down some fairly rough roads, and it just beats up a TIG welded chromoly piece pretty quickly. So weight, no clue. Try and keep it not super heavy. The first year we did it, it was just loaded down, absolute maximum, everything you could ever need. And then slowly but surely you kind of figure out, well, I probably don't need that, and we're not going to do that. I definitely don't have the work ethic to do that. So you start to pull all that stuff out, and it pares it down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, you kind of mentioned roadside repairs. Do you have any crazy roadside repair stories?
I've been pretty fortunate in my own car. We fixed a head gasket in a parking lot one time. Not a super big deal. Fixed a hot side on my turbo kit. Had a bellows blowout. Like everyone tells you, hey, don't run these. But I thought, no, mine's fine. You guys are all doing it wrong. As a passenger or as a co-pilot, whatever, we've had some pretty sketchy ones. Was in Jason Cunningham's truck in 2019, I believe, the first Rocky Mountain I did. And the truck's not C-notched, and it has a 9-inch, and it's super low. So driving down some terrible dirt roads, the axle housing hit the frame until it broke the brake lines on the back. And we're cruising down the road, and, you know, unbeknownst to us, go to hit the brakes, and it just physically won't stop at all. So hit another dirt road that's slightly uphill and let it coast to a stop, and beat the brake line shut with a rock that we found on the side of the road, and drove into the next town and just replaced it, and away we went. And then that same year, we did a coyote swap in the parking lot of Kearney, Nebraska, turbo coyote deal in an SN95, and worked all through the night, slept almost nothing at all, drove all the way to Julesburg the next day, and then kicked the rods out of it about 600 feet out the first time it made boost again. So it was all for nothing. But yeah, we've had some sketchy repairs, but nothing too wild roadside.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And I think the motor swap, like Don Pugh drove like 200 something miles to go get the replacement motor, something crazy like that, right?
Yeah, it really was a group ordeal. So everyone turned in their slips. Don went to go get us a motor a couple hundred miles away. He got back. The wrecker on site at the track helped us pick it up out of Don's truck and set it in the car. And we got everything buttoned up, just working as fast as possible, until we realized that we had a F-150 Coyote and not a Mustang Coyote. And the small differences meant the turbo kit wouldn't work. It was going to hit the oil cooler, and the front timing cover wasn't the same. So then we had to pull it all back apart and then put it together, and it took hours more at that point. So yeah, definitely not a super fun deal. I wouldn't do it again, but I'm kind of glad we undertook it that time.
Yeah. Hey, at least that's one of the fun stories. You know what I mean? That's a story you'll live on forever. Well, let's talk rowdy radio, because we were talking 235 earlier. I know you have enjoyed racing in that class in the past. I want to run through your history, and then I want you to kind of tell us a little bit about what the difference in setting up for a 235 is. So 2020 Rocky Mountain Race Week, you ran 561 average. That's really quick. Then Rocky Mountain Race Week 2021, you went 556 on a 235. But 2022, you sadly DNF'd on that one, I think. What happened there? What went on? What's up?
So the first year,
You're coming back, I guess.
yeah, I'm still kind of on the fence. I've got a set of 235s over here somewhere, ready to go. I bought them with the intention of racing Rowdy Radial this year, but the cards didn't really fall how they needed to get it back out. But the first year, you know, my car hadn't been driven on the street really at all. We drove it to Cars and Coffee, some car shows, stuff like that, but really limited street use. So I put a set of 235s on. We did no testing whatsoever, made no tuning changes whatsoever, tight converter, all kinds of wrong stuff, and just drove to Colorado to go race it. So Jonathan Stonecipher kind of talked me into it, and we just learned a lot throughout the week, honestly. We got faster as we went, and it was a lot of fun. It was competitive. I think I finished second or third that year, and it was kind of new to a lot of the group that was racing that. Not a lot of people had been on 235s for a drag and drive thing, and met a lot of good people, had a lot of fun, and just barely missed out on winning that year. The next year, we kind of tried to be a little bit more serious about it. Made some test passes beforehand, at least, made some passes in the off season to try and figure out the 235. And it worked pretty good here at sea level. I think we went some 520s, low 530s, and that was about as fast as the car had been on a 28 at that time. So the next year we went out, I had the intention of winning. I felt like I had the car to beat. First day we were very competitive. Travis Martin, a little bit more competitive, kind of nipped me for first place at the end of the day. Second day, it was kind of the same deal, very competitive, but not quite enough to overtake Travis. We got into the third day, again, same deal, not quite as fast as Travis, but we're all over the same EPs. We're all running, 540s at the time, and everyone's still just learning the tiny tire. The last day, or the second to the last day, went into Kearney, and went much faster than I'd gone yet. I went into the 5:30s. You know, it's the fastest pass of the week on 235 for anybody, and really started to get a handle on how to get the tire to hold some horsepower. And felt really confident that we could go quite a bit faster coming back into Kansas the last day with a little bit better air, you know, good track prep, and it was going to go fast. So setting in first place, ready to go. And then the last day, broke the axle tube from the housing and could not get the car to go down the track. Well, I tried 4 or 5 passes. We used nitrous to spool the car that whole week. Ended up trying to spray it all the way down just to eke out some sort of ET, but couldn't turn in a pass that was, you know, really worth mentioning. I think we did a 580 or a 590 the last day, and it really hurt the average, and ended up taking 3rd place that year. So kind of 2nd, 3rd, sliding backwards a little bit. The next year, the DNF year, I built a lot of race car. Like it ended up with a 434, a 98 millimeter, an air to water. You know, it ended up making hundreds and hundreds more horsepower, and the car started to go fast. So I thought, well, I've brought a gun to a knife fight. This is going to be slim pickings now. You know, everyone else running 530s, and I bought a 470 car. This will be easy. And first pass out, had a little mishap staging, and ended up being pretty slow. And then the next pass, 60-footed, really good. Car was on a good pass, and I shifted into second, and it chattered the tires a little bit and catastrophically killed the transmission. So broke the pump, broke the input shaft, broke a bunch of stuff inside. Just not anything that we were willing to fix, laying in a parking lot at 11 o'clock at night. So yeah, that was the DNF deal. And I haven't brought it back out since for Rocky Mountain Race Week. I've had, you know, some growing pains. I had a really nice cage setup done to it. I had this 25-3 chassis done, updated some electronics, and, you know, tried to get the car light again. I made a lot of changes to it. And we went out testing at Ozark beginning of last year, and ended up wrecking the car first weekend out, and just couldn't get it put back together in time for race week that year. And then again this year, we raced it at the circuit, had a good time, but I had some sort of front end vibration and couldn't figure out what it was. I've been poring over everything, got different wheels and tires, you know, thinking maybe one was damaged in the wreck, swapped brakes, thinking one was damaged in the wreck, new bump steer kit, just knew everything, couldn't really figure out what was going on with it. And it just didn't really seem like it was ready to go at that point. I was really in a mad rush to get it done and didn't want to take a car that wasn't 100%. So it's ready to go now, but, you know, just missed the boat for race week this year. So hopefully I have a little bit of a comeback soon. And I don't know if I'll race 235 again. I really like the 8th mile stuff. It's not quite as hard on the car, and the class is super competitive. But the car is kind of set up for a quarter mile now. It's got 28s on it. It's got a 355 gear in the back to, you know, zing it out the back. It's got a lot more cage in it, and it should be competitive in a, you know, ultimate radial outlaw street style class. So kind of weighing the options, see what we're going to do next year.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I want to say thanks again for coming on this morning, being here with us. And guys, if you don't already follow Boo Kvamso, it's a KVAMSO is how you spell his last name. Dude, I appreciate you coming on, and I can't wait to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I'm sure we'll be back out again, and I think your event's the first one of the year, so kind of looking forward to getting the car out and stretching its legs a little bit.
That's awesome, man. We'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, Mike.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Dude, awesome. I love that guy. I love that car. That thing is so nice. It is so nice. That is for sure.
I don't know if you saw this comment come up earlier. Steve Trant saying, morning. Hope all of our 850 racers have been working hard and have their 850 A+ game ready. Woo!
Oh yeah, that's the class that I am most excited about for Drag Week and Rocky Mountain, because it's going to change so much of the event stat updates, all the stuff that's going to come from that. All right, well, we're running down to the last little bit here. Let's get into some found on Racing Junk, sir.
Yep. So as everybody knows, Racing Junk is the official buy, trade, sell partner of Drag, Drive, Repeat. Again, you won't see anything for sale in our Race Car Friends group page. We don't allow anything in there. Occasionally, we'll share some stuff on our show here, but we keep our group. We keep all the for sale stuff out of there because we're partnered with Racing Junk. So this week, I've got a car already pulled up here. Let me show that.
Yeah, one reason we don't do for sale ads in the group as well, is because it just kind of muddies it up a lot, because you end up with a lot of people that are just trying to post to every group they can to sell their pieces, so it just
Yep.
muddies up a lot of that.
So what I found this week is more of a project, but I really liked it. It's a 91 Camaro, 6,000. It's only one photo, but there's your photo there.
Nice.
It's in Hayward, Wisconsin, so actually not far from me. It's a 91 Camaro, has a 12-point cage, tubular A arms and K member, coilovers, comes with a 6.0 LS block and heads plus a 4L ADE. And the price is our best offer. It's a great start to a drag or street car, just lost interest, wants it gone, and has a clean title. So somebody that's looking for a build for a drag and drive, this would be a great start. It's already got LS, got a 4L80, it's got tube front end, it's got a cage in it. You just gotta put it together with the rest of your goodies and get it going.
Yeah, it looks like there's some good struts on there too.
Yeah. Yep.
Can't
It
tell
looks
what,
like there's
what brand
some.
that is from here, but yeah, it looks like good stuff. And again, was this found in the drag and drive section? Sorry.
This was in the drag and drive section.
Yeah, so you can just go to Racing Junk Classifieds, and literally in drag cars, there's a whole drag and drive. Do you remember how many cars were listed this week? There was 33
I
last
think,
week, I think. So,
yep, I think there was 31 this week.
man, that's awesome. That means stuff is selling. That's really
Yep.
cool. I really do appreciate Racing Junk, you know, eh, just taking our word that, hey, this will work, I promise.
Yeah, yeah, and if as the numbers go down, hopefully that means the cars are being sold and it's
Yep.
benefiting them just as much as it's benefiting the community.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, man, lead us out of here. I got some yard work to do.
All right. As always, guys, we want to thank you, our race car friends, everybody in the chat this morning, everybody watching online. We appreciate all of your support. One more time, I want to give a shout out to one of our race car friends, Dirty Panda, again for dropping $20 into the super chat today. We appreciate that so much. So thank you to him. And then, of course, we want to thank our sponsors, Summit Racing, Driven Racing Oil, Molly Motorsports, Car Chains, 3D, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmission, Howard's Cam, which rocking the Howard's Cam hoodie. If you guys didn't see Mike's video with the Howard's Cam hoodie, you need to go watch that. It's pretty epic.
It's on my personal page. Yeah.
Sweet Patina, Racing Junk, and of course, our media partner, Power Tube TV. Guys, we will see you on the next episode.
Yeah. Episode 80 of the Drag Driver Pete Show. Thanks, guys. Sweet.